Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business here, where the football gods have smiled upon us. Or at least it remains to be seen if they smiled upon us. In case you hadn't heard, in case you've been out hanging out with the ladies and all that, you've been in the club making it rain or in the club getting tipsy, the Dallas Cowboys have signed George Iloka. I hope I said that right, George Iloka. George came in for a visit a couple days ago, and what seems to be the Cowboy way now is letting guys leave, think about it, and bring them back for the signing. He is signed on for a 1 year deal. The amount has not been reported just yet, but this is actually a good signing because he went from Cincinnati after playing there for 6 years to Minnesota, where he was not a starter, but basically started 3 games. And this is an opportunity for him to prove himself. To me, this is the best way to get a guy who now is trying to fight for that next contract. He's going to be going all out because, hey, I don't have like that Landon Collins contract where I'm getting $84 million whether I show or don't show. You know, sometimes wide receivers, after they get paid, how they have those alligator arms, they don't quite lay out like they used to because, you know what? I'm worth quite a few $1,000,000, so I'm not going to mess myself up. That guy that's hungry, whose refrigerator's empty, who's on that 1 year deal, who's tired of moving around, that guy is definitely going to be playing lights out. So that's a good thing. Now, here's what's interesting about George. And it's not Georgia of the jungle. It's George Iloka. As we look at his statistics here, and I need to work probably on the color up here, but as we look at his statistics, what's interesting is his first year, of course, he didn't play that much as a rookie. But the first 3 years of his career in Cincinnati, he played strong safety and didn't do too bad. I mean, you know, it was okay. I mean, he didn't get a whole lot of playing time. But you'll notice in his fifth and sixth years, the amount of tackles that he had, his 2 best years were actually at free safety. Now, the nice thing about this guy is he's 6'4", 225 pounds. This guy is big. He's lean. He's tall. He can take on those tall receivers. But what the Cowboys are looking at doing is playing him at strong safety, being competition with Jeff Heath, basically battling it out to see who's going to be the starter. Definitely is going to be depth, and having the fact that he's played both positions, especially free safety as well, to me is a good thing. The fact that they end up having him as a guy who's on a 1 year deal, to me, it's very little risk and stuff that's involved in this. If it works out great, you give him another contract, keep him around for another year. If it doesn't, well, there's no dead money after the fact. So from that standpoint, you have to look at the Dallas Cowboys and say they worked out a good deal for themselves in getting a guy. Like I said, I can't wait to see how much it's actually going to be that they're paying him. For me, I like the Cowboys' approach in free agency. Is this Earl Thomas? No. But what Earl Thomas cost is probably the difference of like 3 or 4 guys. So when you look at all the guys that are basically depth, guys that are going to be playing meaningful minutes on this team, you know, from our defensive linemen and things like that, to your Jason Wittens, bringing back your Sean Lee, you have not gotten to Earl Thomas money yet. And Earl Thomas only plays one position, but we've got a Sean Lee back who's basically depth now for linebacker. You got a Jason Witten who, again, is going to be playing valuable moments and going to be that security blanket for Dak Prescott. You got yourself a safety. You got yourself 2 defensive linemen, and that's still probably less than what Earl Thomas is getting paid to play in Baltimore. So from that standpoint, you've got to applaud the Cowboys front office and making moves. Now, a lot of people are already saying this guy's garbage, you know, he couldn't be a starter in Minnesota and things like that. But understand, a lot of times the way players play is also how they are coached. And I look at Byron Jones, what he was doing before we had Chris Richard. And if Chris Richard, because he stepped everybody, Jeff Heath up, he stepped up Xavier Woods, everybody played better on that defensive backfield under Chris Richard. You've got a raw talent here that Chris Richard can mold and make into that safety that he wants out there. You've got the size and the length that you're looking for to be able to shut down those taller receivers. Now, he's only had 9 interceptions in his career, but maybe, just maybe, Chris Richard turns him into something special. So before you guys condemn the move and things, because I know nobody was looking at Antoine Woods and saying, oh my God, he's going to get 39 tackles and a sack and a half on that defense. You guys were like, who? So let's wait. Let's take a look at it. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how he fits the system. And I do believe that our team is pretty good at finding guys that fit our system. So we'll be talking about this more tomorrow morning first thing. But right now, I'm a little tired. And thank everybody who jumped in on the live stream. Forgive me. Michaels was doing a great live stream on the AAF when that news broke. So I apologize for that. But tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, Michael will be live streaming the game tomorrow night. We'll end up having Vosh over here, E2 Blue, as well as DMV Dallas Cowboys, and we'll be having a roundtable talking about this, the draft coming up, and any other moves that the Dallas Cowboys should make, and if there's still any hope for Robert Quinn. I'm Mark Holmes, and thank you guys for joining this late night report.